If you are in Los Angeles and you see someone setting something on fire, beat their ass immediately.
Oh my God. Hi, girlies.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Bria.
Wow, girlies.
It's a weird year.
It is so weird to even be like recording this episode and it being about this.
And it's not over.
It's not.
So that's why I think to preface, by the time this comes out, there could be more movement on the LA fires. There could be more speculation. There could be more information. So we are recording this on Sunday. What's today's date? The 12th, Sunday, January 12th.
I'm like, I don't know what day it is.
And when this episode comes out, it'll be Wednesday, January 15th. So just bear that in mind. Like, we're reflecting on what's happened currently. And
what if they're watching this on Wednesday and like things have gotten so much worse?
We're just speaking on our truth for now. I think it's okay.
I know, but that would be just so sad.
I can't fathom how it could get worse. I mean, I can, but I think if it gets worse, then it's just apocalyptic. I don't know.
Pray for us, y'all.
Yeah.
Pray for us. Yeah, that's what's really going on this week. We're going to talk about the LA fires. We're going to touch on some other news with the TikTok ban, and we're just going to get into it.
And fuck 2025. I hate to be like that.
Everything.
But it's like 2025 has already had just such bad energy coming into it.
Horrible energy.
I mean, we did say that person who predicted the future, like, people are saying this feels like a repeat of 2020, and it low-key does.
What did the person say was going to happen?
That, like, an apocalypse or, like, something really destructive would happen this year.
You know, Octavia Butler also predicted this back in like 1993. She wrote that LA was going to have a massive fire and everyone was going to be ruined and the government response was going to be horrible because she was like, you know what? Things are already bad now here in 1993. Let me just think of the most extreme scenario.
Wow. Even The Simpsons.
True. Yeah. The Simpsons they're right a lot.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, I mean, a lot of people have said it's not out of the norm to be like LA is going to have massive destructive fires.
No, that makes sense.
But I think it is hard to fathom in this day and age in 2025 with how much technology we have and how much social media we have and how much we just have advanced that it could be that destructive in a major city. Like the Paradise Fire happening is super unfortunate and is like the most destructive fire in California's history, but it doesn't really have as much discrepancy because the way that city was planned and like there's only one road in, one road out, like there's not much you can really do there.
Yeah.
But with
I think
this,
everybody who wants to know what going through a wildfire is like and like what a lot of people in LA are experiencing should watch the Paradise Netflix documentary. I think it's just called Paradise, and it goes through that entire event. And hearing people talk about that it's horrible. Like I think I cried watching that documentary because I watched it a couple of years ago and I was like, this is bad. It's destructive. Like, I don't think any of us could have predicted how awful and destructive it would be because I feel like usually we have fires here, but they don't spread that much. And usually we only have one. We don't have 5.
Right. And there was some arson that has happened in between all this.
Let me tell you something. If you are in Los Angeles and you see someone setting something on fire, beat their ass immediately. I heard fireworks the other night and I was like, someone needs their fucking ass beat. People were on Twitter X being like, where the fuck are those hoes? And they're like, they're on mission and first, go fucking get them. You're about to get mobbed like Richard Ramirez.
Yeah.
Like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean,
Bitch.
LA, I've lived here my whole life pretty much except college. LA has always had really bad fires, in my opinion. Like, I think before this, the worst fire I can think of, I don't know if it was technically the Woolsey fire. I can't remember. But there's been
That was recent.
Yeah, and there's at least 2 or 3 significant fires that have like come close to the 405 where the Getty is, and like
yes, I have seen that.
So I think like for this to happen in LA is not unheard of, but I think the way that everything, the cards that are laid out on the table don't add up to a lot of people right now.
Yeah, because it's hard to believe that a spark from an electrical wire, as they say, or something like that could lead to this much damage. And even like the locations. I mean, I've only lived here for 12 years. Okay, so I haven't lived here that long in comparison to other people, but never in my life have I heard of a fire of that scale in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, no, I haven't either.
And people on TikTok, I'm using TikTok as a source here, basically like watched it start.
Yeah.
And there aren't any electrical wires where it started.
No, and the wind was not blowing at that time.
So it's very interesting. And I've seen several videos of people beating people's asses for flame throwing and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And
why?
I don't know why. I still don't really understand why the Eaton fire occurred.
They're saying it's an electrical thing. But Altadena does have a lot of electrical wiring above ground.
And so does the Palisades. I would say specifically Malibu. Like when we went to stay at that Airbnb on the water, all of those power lines are super old and really low to the
That's true.
to the road. So it's not surprising to me that something could happen over there. But where the fire looks like it started in the Palisades is there isn't any electrical wiring near or around there like that. Like how it is.
I saw that on Spencer Pratt's TikTok.
Yeah.
Everyone go to Spencer's TikTok.
He is
Please
our
help
king right
him.
now.
Oh my God. Make them some money.
Go stream Heidi's.
Yeah.
Should we play the song right now?
We'll get copyrighted. We're going to just pretend it's playing and I'll add it in for the TikTok.
Yeah. We can dance to it right here.
It's number 1 on Apple Music.
It's crazy. She's
I'm
number
obsessed.
1 artist on Apple Music right now.
I'm absolutely obsessed. But he lives by where the fire started. And like he was filming it. And there's no electrical wires there. So it's weird.
And the gate to the reservoir was locked and was still locked. But see, that's what's confusing is like some people like the DWP have said that we didn't need that water from the reservoir. That was,
I've heard the opposite.
That's what I'm saying. Well, who'd you hear that from?
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't want to say where I heard it from.
Someone said we did need that water.
We did need it. And it wasn't there. That's what I heard.
That's what I believe that. But in certain articles that have been published, it has said that from the DWP that reservoir was not active. And they didn't need that. They weren't relying on that reservoir.
I'm not listening to a goddamn word that the DWP says.
Thank you.
They are trying to cover up their own ass. Honestly, I think that we need to be very discerning of information right now. Consider where it's coming from. And frankly, a lot of the information, we can look it up because they have to publicly declare things. They have to talk and write down what they're saying in these government meetings.
You know who you can trust? You can trust our local news.
They have been boots on the ground.
They are boots on the ground. They work. That was my first job. I worked at KABC.
I was literally thinking about you. We were watching the news and I was like,
right now if I was there.
I was thinking about how you would buy the footage.
Oh, this.
And I was seeing all that footage and I was like, oh my God, they're getting it from these guys who are literally going up the mountain to the fire to sell the footage.
Yeah. I mean, they're working round the clock. I mean, I think finally they're taking a break now. I've seen them go to commercial break today, but they're working round the clock. They are delivering you local news. They're getting it from the source on the ground.
Literally.
I don't even trust CNN. And they're on the ground too. No, Anderson Cooper's out there with the fires.
Right. But they're not in the LA vibe. They don't get the context.
Even Nico was like, wasn't that guy just drunk 10 days ago with Andy Cohen? I was like, and then he's right here with the fires. I mean, CNN, they do have a local newsroom here, but they're not the local news. Like,
No, nothing will beat the local news. KCAL,
KTLA, KBC. I even see Alex Michelson, who is on Fox 11. I know it's Fox, but he is from LA. He's very trustworthy. He used to work at KABC. He went to Fox to be their like evening anchor. And say what you will about Fox, I think local Fox News is different.
It's different.
And they have been working the hardest, I would say. They're like not going to commercial, and I think they've been really good.
So as someone who has worked in local news, when something like this happens, like what is it like? What's the process? Like when there's a crazy fire or disaster or something like that.
So one thing I will say too that's also remarkable. Well, okay, so let me back up for a second. There was an incident that I think happened during the Riverside fires or Riverside earthquake. Now the weed is hitting me now.
Oh yeah, we should talk about what we smoked.
We smoked.
We don't have
what's that pack called? Where is it?
It's all the way up.
No, you guys.
We're in a new location. I moved and there's so many stairs.
2025. We'll shout them out and
I'll put it in. It's in text right here.
They're great. Super fat blunts. No, what am I? Claire Gallus spawn? Jesus Christ. Super fat joints. I'm just going to blame everything on 2025. Anyway, there was an earthquake that happened in 94. This woman was not trained. No one got trained on, like, local news people before 94 literally never got trained on how to walk around a natural disaster zone. Just think about that for a second. Okay? This woman has lost, like, I think 7 fingers, a couple toes. She major burn victim because when a local news truck puts their satellite up, essentially, because if you think about it, the fact that they're providing you local news is quite fascinating because they're sending the signal of the video that they're shooting up into a satellite that's then hitting the major satellite at the local news station.
Which almost burned down.
What?
The Mount Wilson communications thing where all the local news runs their news from.
In Eaton?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
it
that.
was very close. I was watching the news like, oh my God, this is about to cut out.
Anyway, so the fact that people are just traipsing around and not knowing how to walk about it. Essentially, when the boom went up to send the signal, it hit, I think, a power line, and it basically electrocuted her, and her skin, it was, I think you could look it up, like look up like KBC news anchor in 94, and like she almost died, truly. Like I think she lost half her leg too. Like, so now like I had to go through training when we're out in the field, or when we would be out in the field, like you have to wear like steel toe boots in natural disasters. Like this is how you maneuver. Make sure to not like walk a certain way or around a car if like there's low power lines, even when there's not a natural disaster, like all that stuff. So shout out to them because it is extremely dangerous that they're out there. And
it's crazy.
I have to shout out Leanne Suter, who's on KBC. She is always that bitch that is on the ground at natural disasters. And as a woman, she's fierce. Super
Absolutely fierce. All the respect to the journalists. Also the photojournalists who are going up there and sending pictures to these news publications so people can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, journalists have all my respect. Truly.
And everyone flying the planes.
The firefighters.
They're super like everyone. I love seeing everyone super excited about seeing them flying and dropping water and all that, like all that stuff that goes into it. So shout out to all the firefighters. I bought some LAFD shirts.
Oh my God. Will was like, where's the LAFD merch?
I sent him one that was separate that I thought he would like, but I bought like 2 LAFD shirts from their website, and all the proceeds go back to
Absolutely love them. And shout out to the firefighters from all different areas that are coming. I saw a video of South African firefighters who were in Canada coming, like they had flown to Canada and then were coming down. Firefighters from Mexico, firefighters from San Diego, Oregon, Nevada, like
Washington, I think too. Yeah. So
God bless. Australia even.
Do you ever put your items that are very valuable or personal in a safety deposit box?
No.
Do your parents do that?
I don't think so.
Okay. So my mom has everything in the I think she has multiple safety deposit boxes.
How big are they?
They're like
little.
Yeah, like maybe 12 by 12 inches.
Okay, so you got to have multiple.
I think so. I think she does because she has like jewelry in there.
Oh,
I honestly don't even know everything that is in there. My birth certificate, her like everything okay. That you wouldn't want to have in your house in case it burnt down or stolen is in the safety deposit box.
Got it.
But then watching the Bank of America in Altadena burn down and the safety deposit boxes are like on the ground, people are like, are the stuff in there okay? Because you never think the bank is going to burn down, you know?
Oh, wow.
So
I can't
that's
even
just a question
that.
I have is like, if the bank burns down to the ground, what happens to your stuff in the safety deposit box?
They must be fireproof.
I would imagine. But even if something is fireproof, does that mean it's heat proof?
I don't know. I saw a woman in the Palisades, like they pried open her safe and her rings were still good. So I think if they're fire safe, they're probably heat safe. I'm sure the bank they make that shit indestructible and you can't get into it no matter what.
That's all I was going to say about that. But
it is interesting. There's a lot of like familiar places like that watching the news, I'm like, it's gone. I feel like a lot of places that we went to involving your wedding were either gone or they were very close to being gone.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Airbnb is there. I don't think it is. It's built all out of wood and honestly, like, it was an old structure.
I'm honestly not feeling super hopeful about the Airbnb.
No, I've watched them scan the water line and I didn't see anything that looked like it standing, but hopefully. I mean, there are some houses along the water line that are still there. I mean, we thought the Bel Air Bay Club was gone. Apparently it's not, which is great. What? That
was like, when you sent that it was on fire, I was like, oh my God.
KTLA was showing that it was surrounded by fire.
Shit was real in that moment. I was like, damn.
My dad thinks that the lower club of the Bel Air Bay Club, like the part that's on the beach, is gone.
We didn't go down there.
No, you can't if you're not a member. And
okay.
But the venue location where everyone in LA has their venue, basically, if you get married there, you're gonna get married on the upper club because you don't have to be a member to go in there. I guess that's still intact. To what degree? Not sure.
Oh God, that's the other thing I guess a lot of people, when they think about the destruction, aren't really thinking about. Just because a house is still standing or a structure is still there does not mean that it is not completely damaged. Like, there are so many houses that technically did not burn down, but they can't live in those houses again.
Like, this is not anything close, but I remember when my friend Sarah accidentally, her robe caught on a candle and her entire room in flames. Like, she said she went to go to the bathroom and like swung the door behind her, and when the door swung, we used to light candles all the time in college. This is after college. This was when she was becoming a nurse. Her rope tie swung and caught the candle and swung back onto the door. So when she walked back from the bathroom, she just sees like a wall of fire in the hallway. And
oh my God,
they sprayed it, like they got the fire contained, like it didn't spread throughout the house. But she was saying like so much of everything in that room, like anything that's had soot or smelled. I mean, basically she had to get rid of everything.
Yeah.
Because it's damaged.
Ugh. That's a terrifying story.
I know she never lights a candle now, which
honestly, I stopped lighting candles as well.
Yeah.
I only do the candle warmers.
But it'll be interesting. I mean, I know myself, I think because I wore this shirt on purpose because I love LA so much. It's my home. Say what you will, everyone who is distraught after the fires is rich, or everyone who lost their home is rich and they'll be fine is such bullshit and far from the truth. And even if they are a celebrity, it's still sad. Like, they still have personal items in their home. Like,
and I guarantee you, no matter if they have money or they don't have money, every single person who lost their home, all they wanted were their photos, their memories, their videos, like their personal items where, you can't replace that. Mm-hmm. That's what matters, no matter how much money you have. Truly. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think it's an easy thing to just like write off not having empathy for people as like an eat the rich kind of thing. That's not the rich that we're talking about.
No, and even if it is eat the rich, a lot of those people's riches were in their homes, and so they just really want to make sure that
these aren't billionaires.
They can get their homes back. I mean, some of them in the Palisades in Malibu are probably billionaires, but
a lot
not
of them.
All of them. They're the 1% of that.
Yeah, and group. I feel like if you're a billionaire, those are the people who probably hired the private firefighters and stuff like that. Don't you think? Like, Kim Kardashian regularly hires private firefighters. And can we talk about...
But she saved her street from getting caught in the Woolsey fire, I think. So, like, in a way, it's like they're hiring private
other people are benefiting.
Yeah, other people are... I don't really mind that they hire them.
I don't mind that either, as long as the public has the firefighters they need.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't think that you should be able to buy that. Like, everyone should have the firefighters that are available help them.
I could be wrong, but I see it as like a yes and thing, not like an or situation or
it's
taking
a yes
away.
And. Yeah, you can't take away.
You can take away.
You cannot take away.
But like, are they? Is that the argument? I guess I'm trying to understand.
I don't know if they are. I'm saying if they are, then I don't like it. If they are not, then I don't care.
Okay, same. Yes. It just seems like everyone is like, oh, and like the video that you sent me about that woman arguing about Rick Caruso having private firefighters. But Rick Caruso's
so annoying.
I get that. But like, I don't have a problem with him if it's not taking away from everyone else's firefighters fighting the fires. Like, he's adding more firefighters, and spend your dollars, please. Like,
absolutely. I just think that when you have the foresight to, load up your stuff with flame retardant material so that it doesn't burn down, when the fire happens and then you're like using it to push your political agenda, it comes across as very disingenuous, because why weren't you saying something? If you knew about it and they didn't, and something they don't, why weren't you saving your neighborhood?
Why didn't you save your daughter's house?
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But LA is very special, and throughout all of this, I have not heard a single person, even if they have lost everything, who has said, fuck LA. Like, I hate LA. I'm done here. Like, I never want to, I don't want to live here anymore. I think a lot of people are going to rebuild, and hopefully corporations and stuff won't come in. But LA is very special to, like, I feel like it's special to a lot of people who live here. And even though these things are going wrong, we're all just like coming together and helping each other and being like, you know what, this is where we fucking live. Yeah. Let's go.
It is. I mean, like, I donated clothes to our local church. I mean, it is local to me. It is not mine.
What church is it, if they want to?
Oh, shoot. It's on 11th Street and PCH. I think it's, I don't remember the name. I think it's Stone something.
We'll put it in.
Oh my God, the amount of donations. There's people lined up. There was traffic trying to drop off stuff. Like, it's really great to see that. I also think if you know someone personally who's been affected by fires, like, trying to give them stuff.
Yes.
Or money, even though, like, there's FEMA support coming and a lot of brands are giving free stuff to victims. It made me feel good that I could give someone who legitimately has no clothes 3 bags of clothes that she can go through, and then give the clothes that she doesn't want to someone else.
And good clothes, bitch. Good clothes, not dirty underwear and fucking toothbrushes that are used and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, if you would not put that on your Depop, I do not think that you should donate it. Period.
Yeah.
Like, that's so demoralizing to like lose everything and then
go through
people are
nasty
giving you
underwear.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
But God bless LA. We will link the resources where you can donate. Mutual aid is so important in times like this. Like, we cannot rely on the government and like, sadly, our country to take care of everyone the way that they should. And these insurance companies. I was about to say something that might get me put on a list.
What?
So I'll refrain.
We can cut it out.
I was going to say.
Oh, yeah, don't say that. But you could say there is a Luigi out there. Where's the Mario?
Or
Waluigi.
Where's Waluigi?
Waluigi.
Yeah. We are seriously looking at dogs. And I want to name the dog Luigi.
Oh, you should foster a dog right now.
That is what I am looking into.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, but a lot of places are like, actually, everybody took the dogs. So
really?
Like, yeah.
Well, I know 2
place.
German Shepherds that need a home right now.
Can't do German Shepherds. I'm going to a doodle rescue in Sherman
Oaks tomorrow.
God.
All
you see me rolling up with a doodle.
Is that I see it on the ground in person. We are embracing each other. Online, I myself included, like, I think it makes sense. We love our city so much. It is hard to accept what has happened. There are video evidence of certain things happening that don't make sense. There's actions that are happening from our politicians that don't feel like we're working together. And it's all about right now just like fighting the fires, getting them put out, helping people rehabilitate for now, and like focus on rebuilding. But I can't wait until the Game of Thrones telenovela of this situation after the fact to watch what goes down between the courts.
Oh, you're talking about the lawsuits.
Yeah. Who is to blame?
Ooh.
I don't need that now.
We don't know.
But in the future, it's not going to be pretty. It's too expensive, You know
what? I'll say this. When this has happened in the past and people try to hold these institutions accountable, it backfires. It always backfires. They always are like, oh, you guys sued us and we have to pay you $270 million? Okay, I guess we're going to have to collect more data from you and sell it to the highest bidder to pay it off. I guess we're going to have to raise your rates to pay it off. It comes back on us, unfortunately. So I hope that does not happen, real. But I am so jaded about accountability. Like, when in this country, people getting held accountable doesn't really happen at that level.
Yeah.
So
I just hope that it can bring change in a positive way.
I hope so. If something good could come out of this, that would be great.
Like I was saying to you before the podcast, as someone who's hiked a lot of those Malibu mountains and near the Palisades, they may not be well equipped personnel wise to go and clear debris that is falling in those parks every year. It's scary.
Oh yeah.
Like that could be prevented. And you know
what? We all don't think it really matters. Like, whatever. Nothing's happened so far. Until it does.
Yeah.
It's devastating. Our hearts are with everyone. We love you, LA.
Pray for moisture, not rain.
Yes. Moisture. Money.
Okay. Other traumatic things that are happening right now is TikTok might go away.
That low-key is traumatic because truly, I'm not even talking about the Alex Earls and like the Monet McMichaels who have millions of followers on other platforms. Bitch, the small business that sells dog beds that is through TikTok shop, they will suffer. So many small businesses and like little influencers are going to suffer. And it's just fucked up.
Yeah.
These are people who like, I saw this woman who posted a TikTok saying, I got fired from my job for getting pregnant. Like they didn't bring her back after maternity leave or something. And she started a TikTok and now she earns her income from TikTok.
Yeah. There's so many stories like that.
It's awful. It's so dumb and just useless that this is even happening and disingenuous. And I fucking
It's a
hate
waste
it.
of time.
It is a waste of time.
I just bought beef talon moisturizer on TikTok. I would never buy beef talon moisturizer mixed with Manuka honey. I'll put the link in a clip. Ever.
We will link through TikTok shop.
Yeah. But because of a convincing TikTok video that really couldn't pop off on any other platform,
That's
made
the
me
thing.
buy beef talon moisturizer.
That's the thing. TikTok is like an equal opportunity place. It is the only algorithm where no matter who you are, if you are a random fucking person who this is your first video, you could pop off.
It's very ironic that an equal opportunity country is trying to ban so much. I mean,
It is ironic.
I've learned so much on TikTok that
Me too.
I wouldn't have learned otherwise, but I do think that with great power comes great responsibility. And I do think like with how much I've learned, there is what I hope could happen is accountability for the misinformation that is spread. And as we are potentially looming on a ban of this app, we're pulling back accountability on other platforms like Mr.
Yes. Mr. Chain.
Mr.
Genuine.
Malibu's Most Wanted, fucking wannabe JT Mark Zuckerberg, JT from like 2000, by the way, not now.
B-Rad G.
Wearing a chain and his hair. I'm like, what's going on? Are you okay? Clearly you're not.
He
Like,
went through a bit of a glow up. Someone
don't
call it
think
a
that's a
glow
glow
up.
up.
He still looks like an alien.
that
but
is a Gen Z throw up. I would not call that a glow up. Feels like, oh, I know Meta is dying. I need to pertain to the Gen Z. How can I do that? Let me grow out my curly hair. Sienna's
Ew.
ex-boyfriend has the same haircut that Mark Zuckerberg has. And he's 19. Or 20. That is wrong. You know?
I love seeing the TikToks of everybody roasting him. They're like, you fucking robot body ass bitch. We will never be on Meta. And you know what? We won't.
He's trying to be more relatable. I understand. You know, I don't know if I should say this, but I got interviewed to potentially manage his social media accounts.
Can you imagine?
Absolutely not.
Can you imagine if you were literally doing that job right now?
I felt so honored that they wanted to interview me that I went through with it. But I was also very honest in that interview, being like, look, I'll do it, but I want more for myself in the future if I take this role. And I did not.
You're like, I don't
want
want to.
that interview.
You're like, I don't want to die managing Mark Zuckerberg's Instagram account.
Yeah, like
No,
basically
thank you.
asking me, how would you handle situations in the tone of Mark Zuckerberg? And I was like, I can't do this.
Okay, see, that just goes to show he's a fake ass bitch because he's not even writing his own statement.
Well, none of them are. None of them are. Jeffrey Bezos also.
Oh.
We knew
Yeah.
his social media manager at Amazon. Like,
I know, I just hate them. Like anything. Honestly, they're my bitch eating crackers. Like anything he does, I'm like, fuck off.
No celebrity really manages their social media. They have someone that does that, or or their publicists,
or they split the responsibility with their like manager or something, and they're still posting. Like Lady Gaga, she still posts.
I mean, they will post, but like keeping that shit running, someone's doing that. They're not doing that.
I expect them to have someone posting the like new album, stream it now stuff.
Yes.
Were they is that what you were posting for or you were going to post for Mark Zuckerberg? Or was it like spending the weekend with Priscilla and the kids?
It could be that. It could have been that. I mean, I think Mark Zuckerberg could go on his Instagram right now and go live.
Yeah.
He could do that. But like posts, copy, curating a calendar, the analytics, community management, that would have all been moi if I got that job.
That is so funny.
And I think that's not abnormal for celebrities.
No, it's not. It's just like funny to think that like he does that. Like he's such a little loser worm. I hate anything he does. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
You know who probably doesn't is Elon, and it shows.
Honestly, he needs someone to take over.
That's what, see?
Maybe you should pitch.
No!
Maybe someone should do that.
Oh my
But
God.
are you going to be like, what is your plan for TikTok? Are you going to be posting on Instagram Reels if TikTok goes down?
I've grappled with this since I've been posting for my like 75 hard challenge on TikTok, and I will be the first person to admit that they're not good TikToks, but I'm doing it just to like flex my creative muscle and like get into a rhythm. I can't imagine posting any of that content on my reels. I think it's like because so many people follow me that I'm personally friends with there, I'm like, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, who gives a shit about that?
And then I don't think it'll perform well because so much of reels feels like it's somewhat dependent on who's following you to like uplift it in the algorithm.
Well, that, and it's also very like curated. Like you have to actually like set up your little thing or whatever. But I think that is caused by the pressure that people feel like they don't want to look dumb. But frankly, like creating content, you look dumb. You look dumb on TikTok. You look dumb on YouTube. You look dumb, bitch.
Well, okay.
You have to grapple with that.
This is going back a bit, but I'm still annoyed that I messaged someone after they put the fire video of the Hollywood fire on Hollywood sign on fire.
Oh God.
This person I know, their thumbnail of their reels and TikTok is the Hollywood sign on fire, and it's also in the video like later on, and I told them that was AI, that was not real. And they were like, oh my God, what? And then they didn't take it down, and I was like, I saved you by DMing you and messaging you about that. I didn't go in your comments and say like, you know,
that's so true. Yeah.
so you should have privated the video. Like people probably think that don't live here that probably follow you think that's real. So
I hate AI.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that.
Oh yes, I
For
hate
the
it.
fires.
Kourtney Kardashian shared an AI image of a fire. I was like, bitch.
Yeah,
why?
I fall victim to a lot of it too. Like I know I shared a World Star post, but I trust World Star. They have their ears to the ground down here.
They do have the boots on the ground, but in that case, they were perpetuating
Yes, yes,
a false narrative.
yes. So,
but if they're telling me that someone like that, two people are beefing,
oh, they know.
they know.
They're the TMZ of like the rap community, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I trust them. TMZ
Yeah.
doesn't really get anything wrong these
I
days.
used to literally go to worldstarhiphop.com and just scroll and watch videos back in the day. Pre TikTok.
Wow.
Pre TikTok.
That's back in the day.
That was low key my TikTok.
Wow.
I
yeah.
was just scrolling like girlfriend walks in on boyfriend fucking another bitch, and it's like them fighting. I loved it.
What are you
Anyway.
gonna do if TikTok gets banned?
I am putting all of my TikTok energy into YouTube. I'm not into the Instagram stuff. I loved doing the Instagram curated like cutesy shit back when I didn't really know who I was and what I wanted to talk about online. Like I love an aesthetic. I do love that. But at this point, the kind of content that I want to talk about and like my vibe, it's not about how it looks. It's about what is said. And I feel like YouTube puts more emphasis on what is said versus like the life that you're curating that people think that you have.
What do you think about these new platforms emerging like Blue Sky and Neptune?
Neptune I haven't even heard of.
Someone told me about that yesterday, and they're like, it's supposed to be the new TikTok, and I'm like,
If you're saying
Nothing
something's
will
the
be
new
like that,
something,
yeah.
like it's not gonna
well,
happen.
Blue Sky is I think it was started by Jack Dorsey.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. I meant to look that up, so don't quote me on that. But people are saying like this is gonna be the new Twitter. Is what
I
Blue
do
Sky
have a
is.
Blue Sky account. I don't like how it adds .blue sky at the end of your fucking username. They really need to change that. And I feel like the algorithm is too... It's like the exact opposite of X. Like X is like dark, scary, fucked up. Blue Sky is like everything's amazing. Like let's be there for each other. Like I love everyone. God bless the world.
That's what Threads felt like.
Threads feels like that too. Like that's why I can't get into Threads, because it's like I don't like X because it's too propaganda, like dark. But I also want to keep it real. Like TikTok is the only place where it's real,
where you see both sides of it all. Yeah. That's where I get my news from.
I hope that TikTok doesn't get banned, but if it does, we will carry on and just make it work through this capitalist society. We must carry on through natural disasters and the government taking away things and stuff like that.
Gen Z white boys are giving middle school boys who sagged. That's what Mark Zuckerberg is giving, I think is what we were trying to get at. He is giving the middle school boys who sagged vibe. Like, you're trying so hard to be cool.
So hard.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if he came out with a do-rag on. That's how hard I think he's trying.
You know what would send me into orbit is if he finally like takes control of his Instagram account from his social media manager and posts a picture of himself like in bed with his bonnet on.
Yeah. That man is wearing a bonnet for sure. Oh, for sure. It's so well coiffed over there.
He doesn't strike me as a bonnet guy.
You'd be surprised how many men are wearing bonnets these days because of TikTok.
True.
And I know he's there. He just doesn't want to admit it. He has
absolutely.
To be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could you not?
And if any of our clips from this episode makes any money, we will donate it to LAFD.
Yes.
Or anyone who needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the families from the Google sheet that you shared.
Oh my gosh, yes. Go on my Instagram. I'll save it in a highlight. It's a Google sheet full of Black families that have been displaced by the fires. Altadena has a huge Black community. It's like one of the only places that Black people could buy property, like get a loan for in LA. And these people have been in there literally since then, since like 1955, and they lost everything, and it's really fucked up. So I don't know. My worst fear is a corporation going in and scooping up all that land and building a bunch of condos and apartments and shit like that. Yeah. Those homes are historic and need to.
My dad said they're already rebuilding in Altadena today. I don't know how that's possible, but he said that they
must have saw Tina Knowles' Instagram story bought an Amazon house.
What?
Tina Knowles posted on Instagram story saying, "Do not sell your land in Altadena. You can buy a house right now on Amazon and get it tomorrow." It's really not funny.
No.
It's actually deeply disturbing.
I think he means like the cleanup. I don't know. I mean, he's watching local news. Mm-hmm. That's all that man's. He's not on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's not on TikTok. He's not even really on Facebook that much.
Period.
So it's probably true.
But a lot of people are going to have struggles with insurance and like getting shit, permits, all of that. It's already hard enough. Just go to the GoFundMes.
We can also, I think 2 numbers to 2 lawyers who are pro bono right now if you need a lawyer.
Love.
Yeah. Shout out to McKenna Strange, her sister. I think her name's Brianna Strange. She's specifically a lawyer for fighting fires. Like she was one of the main lawyers that fought for victims from the Woolsey fire.
Oh my God. Hit her up, honestly. Hit her up if you need. And just stay safe out there, I guess. I mean, climate change, it's all downhill from here, I fear. But follow us at High Girlies Pod. If TikTok's still around, we'll be posting on there. YouTube.
Oh, God.
Instagram. We are on Instagram. Honestly, maybe we should get off Instagram as a little protest.
Some people have followed us recently. We're
unfollowed?
No.
Oh, followed.
More people are following.
Oh, welcome to the Instagram. And I guess we'll end it there.
Bye, girlies.
Bye, girlies.